Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. This is Success with Srini.
Yesterday on the podcast, we talked about value creation, and towards the end, I said this value creation has to be somehow tied to income generation. So you created all this value, and if you can't sell that value, you can't make money, then you are kind of missing out on one big element. So I said I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So here we are today. Let's talk about it. So has it ever happened to you that you went into a job interview and they asked you how much money you want and you said something and they ended up giving you the money and you later realized that you undersold yourself? This happened to me many, many years ago, and this happens today. Then when I work with people, I hear people telling me, I undersold myself. I should have asked this and this and this and that. All. So it happened to me. This is my first-hand experience. This was back in late 90s. I was making about $42,000 a year, and it was bad. And I wanted to make more money. So I go to a job interview. I clear the interview, and the manager asks me, how much money do you want? And I say $70,000. And he says, yes, come back tomorrow. Your offer letter will be ready. I was surprised that, they didn't say anything. I was so naive. I asked 70,000. They just gave 70,000. And I came home very happy, and I was with a bunch of roommates back then. I told them, all of them said, I got a job, $70,000, all that. And 3-4 months into the job, 3 or 4 months, 6 months into the job, my boss came by one day and said, listen, thank you for your service. You have been incredible. And, I was struggling to hire someone. And you came in. And if you would have said $140,000, I would have given you that money because I was desperate to hire someone. And now that you have stayed in this job for 6 months, you have proven to be one of my best hires in my lifetime. I feel guilty every day that I under-hired you. So immediately I'm increasing your pay to $90,000. I can't go beyond that. I'm sorry you did not ask me for more back then. If you would have said 140 back then, I would have just given you that money and maybe more. I was shocked. And I was shocked because for the first time in my life, somebody told me that I undersold myself. It happens, but people don't tell us. But this gentleman, this boss, was so nice. And I said, wow, okay. I went back into my thinking. Why is that? Years later, I went back into my thinking and I said, why did I say 70,000? What was the data point? What was I thinking? 70,000 from nowhere. Well, it turns out that my roommate or a gentleman in another apartment for the same group, he got a job and he asked 70,000, he got it. And he was celebrating his 70,000 with all of us. And I picked up from that celebration, if he made 70,000, he's having the celebration, I should ask for 70,000 next time when I go for a job interview. And I did. Because I don't have any other data point to explain this. Okay, you get the idea. We undersell ourselves. Question is, how do we truly, first of all, we need to assess our own values and our own value, specifically values, of course, but value. And majority of the times, we value who we are by looking at titles, by looking at the markets, by looking at other people, how much they're making and all that. So, of course, as I said yesterday on the podcast, qualification, experience, skills, all that play a role. We want to keep acquiring skills and experience and all that, and we amplify that in our resumes and in our profiles and all that. But then sometimes it's difficult to change the perception of people with whom we work. So if you're working the same job for 8 or 9 years and you have along the way, you have accumulated a lot of experience, a lot of certifications, qualifications. But you go back and you say, I have all this now. Can I get some more money? And the chances are you'll be denied. And the reason why you are denied is not because they are at fault or you are at fault. It's just that it's very difficult to change the frame through which you see a picture. Very hard. I'll give you an example. You can get all the qualifications, all the certification, NASM certification, all that fitness certifications. You might have won the Mr. Olympiad for 20, 30 times. Impossible. But you get the idea. You get all the certifications within the weight loss space, fitness space and all that. But when you are compared between you and somebody who is a fitness expert to the stars or to the celebrities. If a fitness expert to the celebrities comes in and does a boot camp or a program or sells you something, you will end up buying that, or people will end up buying that, despite of you being a certified instructor with all the qualifications, all the experience. You'll be paid by the hour, but they will be paid by their stature. Interesting how the world operates though, if you think about it. So, if you're using qualification, experience, knowledge, you probably went to the best universities, got the best degrees, and you're using that to sell yourself, the chances are there is a limit to it. And beyond a limit, it's hard. So another question becomes is, how do you shift the perception? How do you shift the frame through which people are seeing? And most of the times what people do is they change their jobs, they go to a different job. But then it repeats itself. And again, they fall into the same pattern 2, 3, 4 years into the job. They're struggling now to change the perception of the management, and now the money doesn't go up and all that. So one way they want to change the perception is by changing the position, which works temporarily but doesn't work perpetually. What can you do to perpetually change this? Well, the first and the foremost thing is that you need to know what you're doing. You need to like what you're doing. So knowing, liking, and doing. So you really do. So you like what you do, you know what you do, and you really do. I think that was Will Rogers who said that. When you talk about your topic, your subject, it should sound, it's coming from a place where it matters to you more than the other individual. So if I'm presenting here, I'm speaking here, I'm doing this podcast, everything I say here matters to me more than it should matter to you. If not, you will tune out. I can't create this connection. And at that point, once that connection is intact or is in place, it doesn't matter whether I sound odd or I mess up my words and I don't present properly, I don't speak properly. It doesn't matter. But that connection has to be in place. So it has to matter to me before it matters to you. So how can you create value differently? Now, that's the first part, is to like and know and do. That's the most important part. But beyond that, what can you do? Well, in my opinion, in my experience, in my observation, there are 3 reasons why people get paid top dollars. I get paid not because I'm a good coach. There are incredible coaches. There are incredible people who do incredible things. And I get paid whenever I get paid because I do one thing that's different and that's unique than others. And this is where I spend most of my time. I don't go and spend time acquiring qualifications, certifications, and writing up saying I got certified from 20 different organizations. None. The difference is, here is why I know I get paid. The first reason is I get paid for creating certainty. I give you certainty. People are confused, people are cluttered, people are lost. They are coming not because I have the greatest solution on earth. Solutions are available everywhere. They come to me because I'm capable of providing a certainty to them, that which others are not. So I'm always certainty focused. Okay. Then I also do one more thing. I remove indecision from people. And coaches, mentors do that all the time. Even salespeople do that all the time. I have a friend of mine who says, I don't want to sell. I hate selling. But he's in the sales profession, hates selling. I said, you know why you get paid? Yeah, because they think that I'm a commission guy. That's why, they don't want to work with me. And I don't want to work with them because they don't really value who I am. I keep telling him, listen, you're not getting paid because you are selling them. You're getting paid because you are helping them break through their indecisions. So you're solving a problem for them. That is why you're getting paid. So I, in my mind, think that I get paid because I remove indecisions. I create certainty. Okay. And then I also think that I get paid because I affirm people to opportunities. So try these three things. Okay. Try to remove indecision, instill certainty, and affirm people to opportunities. When I say affirming people to opportunity, what I mean is I give them hope, I instill optimism, I tell them that I see what it takes and I see you have what it takes, and I recognize that, and all I want you to do is now start believing in yourself. Like any other coach does. Very simple. Try these three things and start looking your resume from these three angles. Stop looking at your resume, your profile from, oh, I have the qualification, I have the skill, I have the experience. Yeah, everybody has. What's unique about you? This is how, if you start looking, and there are many such things, by the way, I just highlighted three things. When you do this, you are now, in a way, expanding your value. And your qualification, experience, all that, it matters. You still have to present all that. But then all that now becomes unique. And it stays on the top of the stack, not at the bottom. Hopefully, I conveyed it. This is how you get paid more. Okay, that's all for now. Wherever you are, be safe. And hopefully today's concept, I'm hoping that it opened some possibilities in your mind. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bye now.